Have you ever felt a growing distance between you and your adult children? Maybe they're dodging your calls, postponing visits, or seeming uneasy when they're around. What if I told you that the words you say, phrases you think are harmless, might be quietly pushing them away? Words that feel like love to you, but land like emotional daggers in their hearts. This is Beverly, a 68-year-old mother from Denver. Her home was once the heart of family gatherings, Thanksgivings filled with laughter, summer barbecues buzzing with her kids and grandkids. But lately, her children call less. Visits are brief, with vague excuses about busy schedules. Beverly couldn't understand why. She sent gifts, left voicemails, and poured her heart into showing she cared. Yet the gap only widened. Today, we're embarking on a global journey to uncover the 6 devastating phrases elderly parents unknowingly say that can fracture relationships with their adult children. We'll explore why these words hurt, share stories from real families, and reveal exactly what to say instead to rebuild those precious bonds. Along the way, we'll travel from the rolling hills of Tuscany to the tranquil beaches of Hawaii, letting the beauty of the world remind us that it's never too late to heal. If you're a parent who wants to stay close to your kids, or if you know someone struggling with this, stick with us. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to transform your family dynamics. And if you find this helpful, hit that subscribe button and join our Senior Health Star community for more insights to strengthen your family and health. Let's dive in. Our first stop is Tuscany, where the land teaches us about patience and growth. But one phrase can stunt the growth of your relationship with your kids. After everything I've done for you. Have you ever said this, hoping to remind your children of your sacrifices, only to see their faces tighten or their calls become less frequent? Meet Walter from Chicago. Every time his sons visited, he'd mention how he worked 2 jobs to pay for their college, skipped vacations to save for their futures, and put his dreams on hold. I just wanted them to appreciate it, Walter said. But his sons didn't feel grateful. They felt indebted. Each mention of his sacrifices made them feel like they could never measure up. Slowly, their visits dwindled. Research from Cornell University shows that guilt-inducing statements like this create a debt-burden dynamic. Dr. Sarah Coleman, a family dynamics expert, explains, when parents reference past sacrifices, it makes adult children feel they owe an unpayable debt. Over time, they avoid the source of that guilt, their parent. So what's the fix? Replace guilt with gratitude. Instead of saying, after everything I've done for you, you can't even call me, try this. I'm so proud of who you've become. I love hearing about your life when we talk. This shifts the conversation from debt to connection, focusing on who your child is now, not what you did decades ago. Tip on screen, stop keeping score of sacrifices. They were gifts, not loans. If this resonates, let us know in the comments which phrase surprised you most. And don't forget to subscribe to Senior Health Star for more tips to keep your family close. Next, we travel to Italy's Amalfi Coast, where the sea reminds us to flow with life's changes. But one phrase creates resistance. When are you going to visit me more often? It sounds like a simple question, but to your adult children, it feels like pressure. Judith from Seattle loved her son dearly. He lived just 30 minutes away, yet his visits were rare. I just wanted to see him more, she said. So she'd ask, when are you coming by next? Or say, it's been months since I saw you. To her, these were pleas for connection. To her son, they were reminders of failure. He started screening her calls, not because he didn't love her, but because every visit felt like a test he couldn't pass. Dr. James Peterson, from the American Association of Family Therapy, calls this the obligation avoidance response. When you pressure your kids about visits, each interaction becomes a chore, not a joy. Over time, they pull away to escape the anxiety. Here's what to do instead. Replace pressure with invitation. Try saying, "I'd love to see you when your schedule allows. What works for you?" This respects their busy lives and makes your home a welcoming place, not a source of stress. Focus on making visits joyful, share a laugh, bake their favorite dessert, or just listen. Tip on screen. Make your home a pressure-free zone. Quality time beats quantity. We've arrived in Norway's fjords, where nature teaches us to span tall, yet adapt. But one phrase can erode your bond with your kids. That's not how I would do it. This criticism, especially about their parenting or career choices, cuts deep. Henry from Portland thought he was helping when he told his daughter her kids needed more discipline or that her parenting was too lenient. "We never allowed that behavior," he'd say. But his helpful advice made his daughter feel judged. Eventually, she limited his visits, even with her kids, his grandkids. Henry was heartbroken, unaware that his words had built a wall. Harvard studies show that unsolicited criticism triggers a primal need to protect autonomy. Dr. Elizabeth Monroe says, "Criticism makes adult children feel incompetent, so they distance themselves to protect their identity. This is why critical parents often see less of their kids and grandkids." Instead of criticizing, validate and ask questions. Swap, "That's not how I would do it," for, "I see you're doing this your way, and I respect that. Can you tell me more?" This shows curiosity, not judgment, and keeps the conversation open. Before offering advice, ask, "Was my opinion requested?" If not, silence is golden. Tip on screen. Validate first, advise only if asked. Respect their independence. Are you recognizing these phrases in your own conversations? Share your thoughts below. And subscribe to Senior Health Star for more ways to nurture your family ties. From China's Great Wall, we learn about building bridges that last. But one phrase tears them down. Why don't you call or visit more often? This question feels like an accusation, not an invitation. Dorothy from Atlanta couldn't figure out why her daughter's calls were so short. She'd ask, "Why haven't I heard from you?" thinking it would spark more contact. Instead, her daughter felt interrogated. Calls became tense, then rare, until they were mostly texts. A friend finally helped Dorothy see that her questions were pushing her daughter away. Dr. Robert Williams explains, "Why don't you questions imply failure? They make adult children defensive, creating a cycle of guilt and avoidance. Over time, this can erode even the strongest bonds. The solution? Focus on positive engagement. Instead of, 'Why don't you call more?' say, 'I love our chats. What's new with you?' Make conversations warm and affirming so your kids want to call, not feel obligated. Ban 'why don't you' from your vocabulary. It's a small change with a big impact. In Rio, life pulses with energy, but one phrase drains it from your relationships. No one cares about me anymore. These self-pity statements may seem like a cry for love, but they create emotional pressure. Chester from Miami would say, "I'll just be alone like always," when his kids couldn't visit for holidays. He thought it would draw them closer. Instead, they called less, feeling helpless. "No matter what we did, it wasn't enough," his daughter said. The guilt was suffocating. Auster, A geriatric psychology expert says, self-pity statements make adult children feel they can never do enough. They withdraw to protect themselves. This unintentional manipulation builds walls, not bridges. Instead, express needs positively. Swap "no one cares about me" for "I'd love a call this weekend if you're free." When your kids reach out, make it uplifting. Share a story. Ask about their day. You're not their sole source of happiness, and that's okay. Focus on joy, not guilt. High in Peru's Andes, Machu Picchu reminds us to honor uniqueness. But one phrase dishonors it. Your brother or sister would never do this. Comparisons spark resentment, not motivation. Alice from Philadelphia would tell her youngest son how her eldest always helped or never missed family events. She thought it would inspire him. Instead, he skipped gatherings, and tension grew between the brothers. Her comparisons fractured the family. Dr. Nancy Harris from the American Psychological Association says, comparisons revive childhood rivalries, creating resentment toward parents and siblings. They can damage families for decades. Celebrate each child's individuality. Instead of "your sister would never miss my birthday," say, "I appreciate how you show care in your own way." If you've compared before, apologize. Healing starts when you value each child uniquely. We've traveled the world, from Tuscany's vineyards to Machu Picchu's peaks, learning how words shape our bonds. The 6 phrases: guilt trips, pressure, criticism, accusations, self-pity, and comparisons can push your adult children away. But you have the power to change. Replace guilt with appreciation, pressure with invitation, criticism with respect, accusations with positivity, self-pity with clear requests, and comparisons with individuality. Start today. Even strained relationships can heal with thoughtful words. Remember Beverly? After learning these lessons, she changed her words. She stopped mentioning sacrifices, invited without pressure, and validated her kids' choices. Slowly, her home became the heart of family again. You can do this too. Which phrase hit home for you? Share in the comments, and let's start a conversation. If this video helped, subscribe to Senior Health Star, hit the like button, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Your simple act could save a family bond. Your words have power. Use them to build bridges, not walls. Thanks for joining us on this journey. We'll see you in the next video.